Beginning the journey. Art is one of the most fundamental of human endeavours. Since the dawn of time, humans have made music, told stories with words and pictures, and attempted to record in visual form the facts of daily life and the hopes and desires of the mind and the heart. What motivates humans to create art? It is the desire to communicate in every form possible our thoughts and ideas. Art not only mirrors life, but also enhances it. For these reasons, the study of art is an important part of your education and of your life as a participant in and observer of the world. A general definition of environment, then, includes everything that is. The natural environment is land, air, water, and living things. The human-made environment is the product of people. People use the natural environment to build and make the things that we use and enjoy. These parts of the environment do not exist by themselves. They depend upon each other. What makes something a work of art? Many would say that art is in the eye of the beholder. However, there are some defining points that can help us to determine what art is and what it is not. Art reflects the ideas and feelings of the artist in a way that the viewer can understand. Art reflects some aspect of real life. Art is visually appealing or stimulating. A work of art does not need to possess all of these criteria to be considered art. In fact, many people may look at the same work and come to different conclusions as to its worthiness. An artist does not create a piece for universal appeal, he creates it to express himself in a tangible way. One of the purposes of this course is to help you see the world around you with greater understanding. Viewpoints of art. Attempting to define art can prove to be a daunting task. Renowned philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle set trajectories aimed at defining the unique nature of art and understanding its contribution to the human experience. The study of nature, beauty, and art was originally a branch of philosophy called aesthetics. Today, scholars who specialize in the study of nature, beauty, and art are called aestheticians. The three most commonly accepted aesthetic viewpoints consist of the following groups. Imitationalists favour the realistic representation of subject matter in works of art. Formalists place importance on how well artists design their works of art. Attention is placed on evaluation of artistic use of the building blocks of art: colour, value, line, texture, shape, form, and space. Emotionalists place importance on the vivid communication of ideas, feelings, and moods evoked in works of art. A composite picture incorporating all three theories of art arrives at a useful definition of art. It is the unique expression of an idea, experience, or feeling in a well-orchestrated visual context and form. The visual arts, defined and explored. Works of art are the products of multiple forces at work simultaneously. Forces behind and directly involved in the production of art include, but are not limited to, human sensitivity, creativity, skill, technique, and imagination. The resulting forms are limitless, but most commonly recognized as paintings, sculpture, drawings, and architecture. The most familiar ordinary items we see and use on a daily basis can and do provide a sense of visual satisfaction. A chair can be both comfortable and highly attractive. Well-designed and crafted dishes hold visual splendour and appeal, as well as their functional duty to hold food. Common household items, such as shampoo and soap, are often purchased based on the buyer's attraction to colours, shapes, or packaging. The things we use every day are not just useful, but can be well designed, with their forms growing from their functions. Throughout history, people have created art for 5 major reasons. 1. Spiritual. The viewer is connected with spiritual and supernatural aspects of life. 2. Historical. Art is used to record events in one's personal life or an entire community. 3. Moral. Art instructs the viewer in cultural values. 4. Propaganda. Governments hired artists and artisans to portray images that would send certain messages to the viewer. In later civilizations, poster art has even been used to persuade people to do such diverse acts as joining the military and recycling trash. 5. Beauty. The high level of development in any culture occurs when it has enough wealth to fund artists whose sole function is to produce art for its own sake. These are the reasons that societies create art, but what motivates the artists themselves? Artists may create art to glorify gods and goddesses, as they so often did in ancient civilizations and through the Middle Ages. They may make art to seek fame or fortune, as was possible during the Renaissance in Europe. Despite individual goals for their work, one thing that all artists seem to share is the desire to create. Question: can you ever be right when interpreting art? Questions to ask yourself as you look at a piece of art. What is the subject depicted in the work of art? Is the subject matter familiar to you? What medium, stone, clay, metal, paint, etc., did the artist use to convey his message? What technique did he use, for example, sculpting, painting, etc.? Did he intentionally add a special effect, for example, a heavy application of paint for a 3D effect? Was the artist successful in conveying his message? Why or why not? What feelings are evoked in you as you view this work of art? Vocabulary terms. Propaganda. Systematically distributed material that advocates the views and interests of the people advocating the material. Often false or exaggerated information that is typically used in referring to works with political purposes. Renaissance. A revival or rebirth of cultural awareness and learning that took place during the 14th and 15th centuries, particularly in Italy, but also in Germany and other European countries. A period characterized by a renewed interest in ancient Greek and Roman art and design, and included an emphasis on science, philosophy, and humans and their environment. Search strategy for art history. When analysing a piece of art, it is important to understand the historical context of a piece. Description. Find out when, where, and by whom the work was conceived and created. Analysis. Discover the unique stylistic features of a work of art. Interpretation. Determine how the artist was influenced by the world in which he/she worked and lived. Judgment. Make an astute decision about the work's importance in the history of art. Search strategy for art criticism. Art criticism is a launching point for looking at and discussing works of art. It will direct you to information contained in the work itself and to the qualities requesting investigation. Those qualities represent the criteria or standards for judgments needed when articulating and supporting decisions about an art piece. A search strategy or organised procedure for looking will extract those qualities much earlier than idle looking. This search strategy consists of 4 steps.
Step 1. Description. Find out what is in the work. Step 2. Analysis. Discover how the work is organised or put together. Step 3. Interpretation. Determine visual communication clues of feelings, moods or ideas. Lastly, Step 4. Judgment. Conclude individual decisions concerning the artistic merit of the art piece.